President Bongbong Marcos says the government is studying the possibility of returning to the International Criminal Court. In an ambush interview in Taguig City, Marcos was asked for a reaction in the House of Representatives, discussing the possibility of allowing ICC investigators to probe the war on drugs under the term of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Marcos says that such measures are not unusual.
This is not unusual, but it's really a sense of the House resolution. And it's the sense they are just expressing or manifesting the sense of the House that perhaps it's time to allow or to cooperate with the ICC investigations.
According to the president, it is a question whether or not to return under the fold of the ICC, as the Philippines has withdrawn from the ICC's Rome Statute in 2019.
Because if you're talking about the sovereign jurisdiction of the ICC, especially since we have withdrawn from the Rome Statutes a few years back, that brings into question whether or not this is actually possible. There is also a question, should we return under the fold of the ICC? So that's again under study. So we'll just keep looking at it and see what our options are.
However, Marcos maintains there were issues with the ICC probe regarding the sovereignty of the Philippines.
But as I have always said, there are still some problems in terms of jurisdiction and sovereignty. Now, if you can solve those problems, then that would be something else.
Marcos previously said that the government will no longer talk with the ICC, since the International Court only comes into the picture if the justice system in a country is not functioning. President Bongbong Marcos has granted amnesty to former members of several rebel groups, including the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, and National Democratic Front. In Proclamations 403 to 406, Marcos granted amnesty to former members of the CPP and PANDF, Revolutionaryong Partido ng Manggagawa ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army and Alex Bangkayo Brigade, Moro Islamic Liberation Front, and Moro National Liberation Front. Crimes that Marcos granted amnesty to include rebellion or insurrection, conspiracy and proposal to commit rebellion or insurrection, disloyalty of public officers or employees, inciting to rebellion or insurrection, sedition, and more. Marcos also issued Executive Order No. 47, amending EO No. 125, Series of 2021, or the creation of the National Amnesty Commission. According to EO No. 47, the National Amnesty Commission is tasked with receiving and processing applications for amnesty and determining whether the applicants are entitled to amnesty under Proclamation Numbers 403 to 406. The World Health Organization says China reported no unusual or new pathogens in the upsurge in child respiratory illnesses in the north after it pressed Beijing for detailed information. Since mid-October 2023, the WHO has been monitoring data from Chinese surveillance systems showing an increase in respiratory illnesses in children in northern China. The UN Health Agency earlier said it made an official request to Beijing for more data. According to the WHO, Chinese authorities said there was no detection of any unusual or novel pathogens or unusual clinical presentations, but only an increase in respiratory illnesses due to multiple known pathogens. Citing Chinese authorities, the WHO says the rise in respiratory illness has not resulted in patient loads exceeding hospital capacities. The organization recommends that people in China follow measures to reduce the risk of respiratory illness, including getting vaccinated against the flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory pathogens, among other health measures. Next month marks the 4th anniversary since the outbreak of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China was first reported. China has accused the Philippines of enlisting foreign forces to patrol the South China Sea to stir up trouble, referring to the 3-day joint patrols this week by Philippine and U.S. forces in the West Philippine Sea. According to the Chinese military, the Philippines stirred up trouble and engaged in hype, undermining regional peace and stability. This came as the Philippines and U.S. concluded its maritime cooperation activity on Thursday. The Armed Forces of the Philippines said 2 Philippine Navy warships, the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Gregorio del Pilar, performed cross-deck operations, officer of the watch maneuvers, and publication and communication exercises with the USS Gabriel Giffords. Citing AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Bronner Jr., a report said a Chinese vessel shadowed the patrols at around 10:15 a.m. on Thursday, some 27 nautical miles off the Malampaya platform in Palawan. Despite this, Bronner said there was no untoward incident.